to the RunRX podcast, where we talk about all things running. As many runners know, it's 90% mental. So join Coach Valerie and Coach Caroline as we go through the mental side of running. Welcome back to the RunRX podcast. I'm your host, Coach Caroline. Coach Valerie, I wanted to talk to you today about another post I saw, and it's a post I saw that's very common, and it made me go, I see this all the time. This concept of, I need to run slow in order to run fast. That's an oxymoron, isn't it? That's not correct. Or am I wrong?
Well, for us, for RunRX, we really try to avoid the word slow and fast. And as silly as that sounds, because the idea is, what is running? So like the first question needs to be, what is slow running? What is running slow? What is running fast?
What
does that even mean? What is, So slowing, to me, like when they say slow down, I think of like slow motion, right? But here's what's really cool. And guys, this is important. So it's kind of like, let's talk about sprinters for just a minute. They run fast all the time, right? That's how they run. However, if you watch their training, they're not running at top speed for all their runs. That makes no sense. They'd be just hurting themselves all the time. They're also, though, not going out on 5-mile tempos. They're sprinters. So what do they do then to keep themselves so fast? They do a series of drills that include things like skipping and jumping and, whatever their drill is, high knees, high butt kicks, all those drills that are in this track and field is what gives them that elasticity, that strength, that ability to really pull that foot up from the ground. So what people really are thinking when they tell you this run slow, the way I wish it would be kind of construed instead is when you can do a run where you're focusing more on the running, that makes then actually trying to go for a time goal. And so in RunRX, what we tell our runners is when you go out, especially in the beginning when they're just getting started, we're going to go out and we're going to just run 1, 2, 3. However, here's your challenge. We're not saying we want you to run slow. What we're saying is we want you to run without falling at a high angle. We want you to not be quite so greedy with gravity and just falling enough to take some of the weight off, to unweigh your feet. And here's the fun part. You can run, and guys, once you do drills with us, you'll know what a 1, 2, 3 is. It's just getting you in a cadence or a rhythm for running without elevating the heart rate. We do this all the time. This is how we train people to run. However, so that's what could be, but people then understand why they're doing it. So they're still pulling their foot quick, though. Their cadence is still high. That's what's important. They're not running with slow movement. They're running with less angle of fall. So their heart rate is not as high. Their effort level is less, but their feet are still moving quickly.
Yeah. And I guess so you were mentioning the word slow makes you think of slow motion. When I think of slow after working with you for this many years, I actually think of somebody not falling. They're actually more upright or only almost leaning back and taking the momentum out of their run, right? They're not using gravity at all. And that's when I think of that, I think of impact.
They're working against gravity. I mean, so then it becomes, you're fighting. Like when people talk about, I'm trying to run slow or first of all, when people say, and guys, think about it. You're going for a run. Running is cardiovascular. Give the heart some work to do. That's the whole point. It's running. I don't know why are we scared to get our heart rate up? It makes no sense to me. And so when people think run slow, run easy. I hear this too. Run easy. There's no such thing. There is no such thing. You're running. Running is not easy. The easy needs to be in your movement. Easy needs to be in, I'm still running, but I'm only falling enough to need to pull. Just like, and what did you say earlier, Caroline?
Oh, I was talking about our need to control, and that we think that we have to think of the pull and then the placement, right? So we have to think up and down. No, you just have to pull just enough. So you got to go pull. You don't really even pull. You just go pull, because you just need your foot to break the ground. And then the way I was describing it after years of learning with you is that you're pulling that foot up in response to the fall, and then you're just changing your body weight. It's really it's it's why it looks so easy, because when you do it right, it's 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 just using gravity. It's beautiful.
Right. It's the combination of that connection of when I sense my body weight, what do I do? And we
Hmm.
teach you what to do. And so if someone's telling you to run slow or run easy, what does that even mean to you?
Right.
Unfortunately, for most people, it just means they're going to spend more time on the ground. They're going to
Right. It
try to
means that
slow
they
down.
think that they can talk while they're running. And if I can talk while I'm running, it means I'm not falling at all. It means
Yeah.
I'm literally standing up. If I've thought about that, because I don't run with anyone anymore. And when I do go
Right.
out and run a little bit, I will try to play with the fall. And of course, what's amazing is your head gets into it. And I think, oh my, oh my God, I'm gonna
Right.
die.
Right.
My
Right.
head, and I just think to myself, no, you're not. Just fall, or don't fall as far, or fall a little bit, go back and forth.
And
You know what I mean?
put right, but also put the breathing in with it. Here's the other
Right.
challenge, guys. So many people, their heart rate goes up and they're running. A lot of times they haven't really mastered their matching their breath to their run. So, like, we've got to breathe. We teach people right away when they come in how to do a 1, 2, 3 exhale, which is
Hmm.
my number one breathing drill. It works, it gets you into a rhythm, it helps you relax. And honestly, nothing against your friends, but truly running is connecting your body with gravity and breathing, because running is cardiovascular. So if you really can talk, are you taxing your cardio system? Not really. You're probably taxing your musculoskeletal system. We can
Right.
walk and talk all day, but walking is, not what we're trying to do. You're trying to run. So spend some time with running in just learning the movement of running. And it's okay if the heart rate goes up a little bit. I promise it'll come back down. So that's the same idea. And then when they say, why are they saying run slow to run fast? How am I going to get faster? That doesn't make
Right.
any sense.
Right.
That doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
And I think that the whole point of it was talking about that whole heart rate zone and being in the zone. But honestly, guys, it's about connecting with yourself, and your heart is a muscle and it will get stronger. So whether you're quote unquote in the zone or not, that's really immaterial. It's, are you connecting? Are you falling? Are you
Well,
running pain? Right? Go
right.
ahead.
And find your zone. Like the best
Find your
part
zone,
about
right?
running, like that's the, people talk about that runner's high, that runner's
Hmm.
zone. Like when I moved to Dallas, it's been it's 5 years, a little bit over 5 years. I brought my Garmin with me and I lost it in the move. And I have not bought one since. Just lazy. But I've not worn a Garmin for 5 years. I have no idea what my cadence is, what my pace is. I just run. I know where I'm running because I have Google mapped all of my routes. And I, so you know what I mean? But the fun
Yeah.
part for me is a true zone in running is when you connect both with running, which is really that, just like you said, gravity is that holding that free fall, pulling your foot, breathing. That's running. And you will find that once you know how to run, you choose. You can run with a higher fall angle, which will give you a higher speed, or run with less fall angle, which gives you less speed, but they're both running. And in both of them, you'll find that zone, comfortable, uncomfortable.
Well, and let's wrap it up with that one story. We had a person in our membership recently say that she, in her words, and again, she went out for a easy run with her friends, and she thought felt it was a conversational pace, because
Mhm.
she was able to obviously talk to her friends while they ran, but she wound up running a full minute faster.
Per mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because
that's what.
we were laughing. It was, and part of it, and this will be another podcast because we're wrapping this one up, but part of it is we teach people to let go of trying to do all of the work in your run. Let your body run. So what she's been doing with so much practicing and thinking is when she was actually talking to her friend a little bit, her body was able to show her, hey, look, I'm
Yeah.
figuring it out.
I don't need you to tell me what to do. Okay,
Right,
so on
right.
that note, we will talk about controlling in your run, and is it up to you to control in next week's episode. So we're going to tease that out there, and hopefully we will hear from you next week. Thanks, guys.
Thank Thank you for joining us on the RunRX podcast. If you'd like to know more, join us at www.runrx.fit. And if you have additional questions that you'd like answered on the podcast, email us at support@runrx.fit.